through Restream. So again, let me know where you are tuning in from. I hope I can see it in the chat. Let's see. Anyway, let me just get started here, because today we're going to really talk about a very, very important topic. It is one of those topics that I feel we're not talking about enough. And oh, hello, Ireland. So cool to see you. Unfortunately, I can't see your name. I'm sorry about that, but I'm happy to see you here. So what I wanted to say is that today we're going to talk about some really important topics. We're going to talk about the 3 most important questions. Okay, I'm going to look in the chat here. Hello, Sabiha from Pakistan. Wow, you're up. I don't know what time it is. Well, a couple of hours later. Hello, Rakik in Dubai for the time being. Really excited to see you. Absolutely. Yes, like I said, I'm based here in Norway. And today we're going to, oh, wow, what happened now? Whoops. Okay, something happened. So today we're going to dive in on these 3 questions that is really important, because very often we allow our life just to go on some sort of autopilot. You know, in our busy lives, we very often forget to ask ourselves some of these really, really important questions that can truly shape our career and the path that we are taking. And yet, we don't ask ourselves these questions. So today I'm going to dive into these 3 questions that I am always taking my clients through. So I want you to pay close attention. I'm going to share these with you in a bit. So for those of you who are joining me for the very first time, welcome. I am Rita Huskin, and I am the founder of Sustainability. I'm also an executive coach for high achieving women on a mission to solve some of the big challenges in this world. And what's my mission? Well, my mission is to be these women's thought-provoking partner. I am here to remind these women, you women, about exactly how powerful you are, and to keep them coming from their zone of genius, because it's extremely important for us that these women with these great ideas, ready to solve some of the big problems, are being reminded about stay true to themselves and their vision, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share a story about one of my clients. Her name is Florence. On the surface, she had everything society tells us that we should aspire to. She had a very prestigious position in one of the most famous tech companies in the world. She had multiple advanced degrees, and actually she was about to take another master's degree. She had this beautiful flat filled with designer items. She would travel to these very exclusive places, but actually not long enough that I would call it a holiday. That's how it was. How was she on the inside? When she came to me, she said, I feel a void. I feel empty. You see, she had achieved all the means goals. The means goal that she had worked really, really hard to achieve, the means goal that she had kind of dreamt of for a long time. She said to me that she thought she would feel really excited and happy when she had achieved everything she dreamt of. A lot of these things are what society tells us to be happy about. They are going to make us happy. But was she really happy? No. She said that she would feel embarrassed to share to her friends and family about how she felt, because they said, you're so spoiled. How can you complain? You always wanted this, and now you have it. You worked so hard to have what you got. What do you have to complain about? So she felt pretty lonely. She felt so empty. So what I did, I asked her, I said, Florence, what is it that you deep down long for? What is it that you truly want to experience in life? She said, I don't know. That's why I'm here. I feel I have no vision. There is no North Star. I feel I have no purpose. I'm just exhausted. All right. So I had to start digging in. So I asked her about her life, past experiences that made her happy, right? So we started to bring up uh, times when she like felt in flow, when she felt excited, playful, what she was doing when she was studying. And she actually felt it wasn't studying that was the fun part, but it was everything else that she loved. And it turned out that she was ultra creative. She loved music, and she had this dream, and I love that dream, to learn to play the piano, but for herself, not to show off, but just for herself. She loved the sea, and she wanted to learn how to surf. All of these things started to bubble up as we talked. She had this passion for helping people to solve really complex issues. She really loved to do that. So what we had to do now to say, okay, you love all these things. Who do you need to grow into to experience all these things? So the first thing she had to do was actually to acknowledge her desire for wanting to experience those things. And they were not part of the life she currently had. She had to say, yes, I deserve to have these things. Then we had to bring it into it. She saw herself sitting by the piano. She saw herself being the woman who is playing the piano. She saw herself taking lessons. So she had to become the person who asked the piano teacher for lessons. She had never asked for that. So now she had to. Same with surfing and spending time at the sea. Now she saw herself as the woman that prioritized time in the weekend by the sea instead of the woman working in the office, like a woman by the sea and not a woman in the office in the weekend. She had to see herself there in order to get the experience. She saw herself being the woman who helps people in organizations and teams to solve complex issues with ease. She had to see it first. She had got clear on who did she need to become. Then we got clear about how that would impact the world around her that she had these experiences. And for her, it meant that she would have more time for her close family, and in particular her sick father. So it would lead to her contributing with more time with him. It would contribute to organizations reducing stress by solving problems faster and with more ease. So we have all these effects. So what I did, I took Florence through these three pivotal questions that I really want you to write down. What do you want to experience in life? So please go ahead and just write them down. Who do you need to become to have those experiences? These are the questions I'm asking her. What do you want to contribute to in the world? Ask yourself these questions, right? So for her, it was amazing. I mean, she literally changed everything. She even changed her job. But I want to engage with you now. I really want you to think about your own life. And I want you to get active in the chat. If you have pen and paper, really write it down. Ask yourself, are you chasing means goals? And you know what that is. When it's like this, I will be happy when I get the promotion, when I get the pay rise, when I even this, when I find the right partner. You see, we're holding ourselves our life on pause, waiting for the external to give us satisfaction? Are you in a career or in a life situation that you would not choose today if you truly reflected on what you want to experience in life? Give me a yes or a no in the chat. Give me a yes or a no in the chat. Thank you, Camilla. Yes, it's a powerful story. Hi, Wendy. Yeah. I want to ask another question. Who do you need to become to experience those desires? Now think about it. Share these thoughts here in the chat. Think about it. Who do you need to become to have these experiences? And what do I mean when I'm talking about become? Think about where do you need to grow? Does it mean that you need to trust yourself more? And when I say trust, it means confidence. You know, we say confidence, but we don't really know what it means. Confidence means trust in yourself. Do you need to grow into that? Yeah, Sabina said yes to the answer here, the question. Do you need to become the person who does fun stuff? Right? Think about who are you being when you're having the experiences that you really want? Who are you being? If you love to travel and you love to meet interesting people, you want to learn new cultures, who are you being? Are you being a person who might try to learn a new language because you want to connect with cultures in their close language? Well, then you're growing into the person who says, I'm going to learn that new language in order to get that experience. Are you the one that maybe would love to be on a stage? Maybe you're a part of the energy industry and you are attending a lot of the conferences and you would love to be in a panel or you want to be a speaker. If you want to have that experience, what do you need to grow into? Do you need to become the woman who raises a hand generally more? Do you want to be the woman who says yes, even you don't know how to do it? Are you the one that is willing to fail in order to have the experience? You know, if we dare to fail, we take action. Through failing, we move. And now we can create the experiences that we would love to have in our life. I think failing is just so important when we're talking about these things, right? So share with me here. I say, Subiha, I want to experience my own venture taking off really well and being able to scale businesses to next level. Absolutely. Very goal-oriented differences, but in an environment that celebrates multicultural and ethnicity. Absolutely. So important. So think about that, Sabina. Where are you today? Who are you today? And who do you see that you need to become in order to have this venture? Who do you need to become? Share if you want. Share with me in the chat what you see that what you don't have or what you who you not are today. And you see that in order to experience having this venture, do you need to take a chance on yourself? Do you need to ask for money? Do you need to create your own company? Do you need to start designing it? Do you need to be the woman who says, I am ready to do this and ready to fail? Because if I don't, right? And Ricky, I need to become someone that believes in herself first in order to experience the life I want. Such a powerful statement, Ricky. And this is what I see. Again, I hear women saying, I really want to feel free, liberated. I want to travel more. And I say, what's standing in your way? And very often when I'm talking to women who are in relationships, very often it's always about the other people. And I say, have you shared what you want? Have you shared that you would love to travel to Africa and do the safari? And actually, yes, you want to bring the kids. And very often I hear, no, because that would be too complicated. Right. You need to become the woman who dares speaking up about your desires. Maybe it doesn't happen this year, but maybe it happens in 3 years. We need to start speaking up. We need to think about, who do I need to become as a woman or as a human being? Of course, this is not just about women. So the last part, and I love for you to just keep coming on in the chat here so I can give the opportunity to coach you. And also, by the way, what I want to say is that I'm doing a private round table kind of workshop conversation on the 2nd of September. And it is free, but it is kind of by selection, meaning that I want to ensure that people in the group are a match. If you're interested in participating, please just send me a DM and we can see how you're a match. And I would love that. And regardless, I would love to talk to you. The last question is contribution. What we do know is that when we feel that we are ready to contribute to something bigger than ourselves, something happened. Something happened. I can share with you, for those who know me, know that I lost my son a year ago. I was fighting for his life for 27 years after being told that he would die when he was 7. That gave me this fire in my belly. When he passed, one of the things I had been struggling with is to revive. Who am I fighting for? What am I doing? And it's interesting how important it is for us to fight for something that is bigger than ourselves. So I had to go through the exercise that I'm sharing with you, and I want to share with you what I have. So I'm using these 3 most important questions, and I've just shared them in the chat, and you can, or in the post there, and you can click on it and you have the PDF. For me, I want to share with you that, okay, I have certain things that is really important for me. But one is to meet Kushal and his family in Bangalore and feel the inspiration of having made a difference for a child's life and family. Again, for those of you who know the story, know that 2 years ago, I was able to fundraise and get medicine for a child in India that suffered from the same disorder as my son Benjamin had. And now that's so important to me, right? That's so important to me. So now I want to meet them. So I want to experience going to Bangalore and meeting this family, right? Okay. So what do I need to grow into? I'm going to share with you. Create clients on the way to India to cover for this trip because it's really expensive. Workshops to fundraise for next level support of Kushal and for parents to get the support they need. I need to grow into the person who is putting that together. It's not going to just happen out of nothing. How am I contributing to this world? Basically, helping families with rare genetic disorders to thrive regardless prognosis, right? Because we know doctors are great at giving you diagnosis and they think they know prognosis. So people and families feel scared. And I want to help them to step out of that fear. Let me look at the chat. Camilla, yes, I can relate to contribution. I'm fighting for kids and leaders stuck in toxic work environments. Camilla, you are a living example of what to do, how to do it, to believe in something without knowing how and making things happen. For anyone, please check out Camilla's profile. She's mind-blowing. She's an incredible coach as well. Subiha, yes, I'm ready to fail. I have stepped down from a very well-paying and secure job in one of the biggest companies of Pakistan to pursue my dreams, and it has changed my perspective, almost toppled my life and objectives of life. My goodness, this is so inspiring. So please connect with me in the DM, Subiha, so we can have a conversation if you would love to. And again, Camilla, I need to growing into truly owning my spot and speak to the pain. Yes. So this is the thing. We can have this grand experience we would love to have. But unless we have a good look at ourselves in the mirror and say, who am I today? Okay, why am I losing touch here? Let's see. Oops. Why it's happening. When I'm looking at myself in the mirror, who do I need to become to really truly owning my spot and speak to the pain? Could it be that it means that I need to be able to sit with the painful feeling without making more of a story around it, but just sit with it and say, oh, this is how it feels? Because very often when we're sitting with pain, it's like we want to run away from it. And when we are running away from our feelings, it means that we're not growing into the biggest potential of what we are able to. It means that we're not having the experience of being that person who speak to the pains, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I want to share with you that these questions, why they are so important, is that I work with so many women. Like I said to you, that I work with women who are on a mission to save some of the world's greatest challenges. And the interesting thing is this. Very often when they come to me, they don't know that that is what they're working on. We are discovering it when we are starting to peel away all these conditionings that they have experienced in their life. They start to ask themselves, would I have chosen my career if I were to choose today? Very often it's like, I would probably have been in it, but I would have been in it from a different angle, right? And then we start with using these questions. So I invite you, take some time and write it down. Seriously, write it. What I have many here. And these are just like, I'm doing it over and over. What do you want to experience? Not what do you want to have? If you say, I would love to have, then you ask, why? Why do I want to have that particular thing? And the more you're asking why, the more you start to say, oh, actually, what I want is to have an experience of expansion. I want to experience living fully. I want to experience being fully expressed, free and liberated. I want to feel that I can contribute, that I can help, right? So Camilla, yes, and share it in the open. Exactly. As many people can relate. Yes, this is so important. The story, I mean, as coaches, very often we end up coaching people around what we most need to hear ourselves. The reason why I'm working with women with a big mission is that I have, for 27 years, had this huge mission in my life. And that has to go with living a happy life, regardless of how painful your condition might be. And I have been on a mission to help women get out of their own way, because the world needs access to brilliant minds and ideas, because we have big challenges. So of course, I'm attracting these women into my life. Everything you're experiencing, like with Camilla as well, she is an expert in leadership. She speaks to that pain, the pain of going through a thing in the family, right? I'm curious. Any questions? Ask any questions if you feel that there is something that is, you're burning in with something. Yeah, how do I do it? Yeah, from YouTube. How to do it? Well, basically, first of all, what I want to share is what you do. You download that PDF that I just shared here. You set aside quiet time for yourself. No interruptions, no kids, no phones, no nothing. And you go in and you close your eyes and you start dreaming. Think about stuff in your life you have experienced that you so love. And you say, that, oh, I would love to experience that again, but maybe much bigger. Then you start writing it down. You start writing down, again, like for me, one of my things is I want to experience, hike mountains, feel alive and free, deeply connected to nature. That's what I want to experience, right? Okay, then you go into, for everything you want to experience, then you go in and ask, okay, who do I need to grow into? So for me, it means prioritize my body, mental and physical health, work with the best people on releasing blocks in my body, and to be strong emotionally and physically. I need to focus on that. Okay. How will that help me contribute? Well, speaking and connecting with everyone I meet, because I feel so good in my body. And we all know that if you feel really good in your body, it's much easier to interact with other people. And for me, as you can probably tell, for me, that is really important. Then I can show up and help people on my way. I can show up on the LinkedIn Live and be enthusiastic. I hope that's answering the question. And keep it. And I want you to go back to it, and you're going to see that what stands there on experiences happens, because you're manifesting what you truly want to experience in life when you write down what you want to experience, because you don't necessarily know how, but we need to speak it out. So, Ricky, how do you overcome the negative self-talk? That's a very, very good question. Put in the chat if other of you are hearing kind of this inner critic, this voice that's is almost like when you say, "Oh, I'm going to do this," and you feel inspired, and then suddenly it's like, "Nah, I don't think. No, 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 that's a bad idea." And you're listening to this voice in a way that it's actually like an advisor inside your head, and you take action on it. Put yes in the chat if you can relate. So when you're asking, Ricky, how do you overcome the negative self-talk? Number one, you need to spend some time to actually get the message. So this is what I invite you to do. Again, sit down and bring up all the negative self-talk you know is going on for you. And I want you to write it down on a piece of paper. You see, everything that is in our mind, like you're not good enough, not pretty enough, not smart enough, oh, you will never get to this level, or, oh, no, 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 that's impossible. All of these things are what we consider lies. You're believing a lie. This is a negative self-talk, right? But it's actually a lie. And the lie, when I say lie, the LIE basically says for limiting ideas entertained. You're entertaining an idea that is limiting you. But the first thing we need to do is to get an understanding of, what does this voice actually say? So put it down on a piece of paper. Then when you've done that and you really go all in, and when you say, oh, I think I'm done now, no, 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 you go deeper. You really go deeper. I will never get this job, or, oh, I'm not good enough for that, and whatever it is. When you have exhausted it, you turn the page And then you write on the top and you say, the truth is. See, this is very powerful because you get to turn the negative self-talk into another language. You say, the truth is. And you look at everything that you've been talking to yourself about, which is negative, right? And you say out loud, the truth is. And you go back and look at the negative thing and you say, actually, the truth is that I have proven in my life that when I put my mind to something, I can learn. I have learned in my life that if you don't ask, you will not get. The truth is, when I ask, I have experienced to receive opportunities that I have never thought would be possible for me before. Whatever that is, whatever is on that negative self-talk. Very often with us women, we tend to be, we're not like, for me, it's like how I look, my weight. And I'm like, oh my, for goodness gracious, I'm 55 and I'm still going in there. I know I'm looking at myself when I was 20, I was still not happy. Come on. The truth is, I'm good enough. So that is what we want to do, Ricky. We want to go in, we want to clarify, we want to get it out of the closet and into the daylight. That negative self-talk, get it on a piece of paper. And then you're going to start talking about the truth. Okay? Beautiful, beautiful. I think that we are on time now to wrap it up. Love, love, love to seeing you all here. Absolutely amazing. I would love, again, I have this event taking place, private roundtable, 8 to 10 women. If you're interested to join, it starts 2 p.m. Paris time or Central European time on the 2nd. And it will run for about 3 hours. I want you to experience a deep dive. I want you to experience how can you identify your vision. Because what I can tell you, with the high achieving women that I'm working with, biggest challenge is that they never give themselves the time to sit down and do the work for what they really want. And when they come to me, it's like they give them the permission to, oh, well, in that case, I have been paying so much money. So of course I need to kind of create that space, right? When we slow down, when we create space, so much stuff is being revealed. I am inviting you, if you're having a burning desire, you know that there's something there. Let's connect. Happens on the 2nd of September from 2 to 5 p.m. Central European time, and just send me a DM in the chat and we can connect. With that, I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for connecting. And this has been recorded. So if there's anyone you feel that should watch it, just share it with them. Okay? So with that, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I look forward to our next live stream together. Okay? Okay. Bye for now. Bye for now.